joining us on PTV after a tough loss to Melbourne, and a game that really seemed to have lots of ebbs and flows. Is it hard to get ascendancy when a team scores quickly, and then you seem to score quickly as well, and then it just seems to go to and fro like that?
Yeah, it was a little bit like that. It was a game of turnovers. Obviously, they scored a lot of goals off ours, so it's tough for the boys to, one way you're running one way to get a score, and then the next you're running back to get a defend rather, and it's a very tiring game. And obviously up here in Darwin, that takes it out of you. So the second half it wasn't as much of that, but geez, the first half was up and down.
How did you find it in comparison with the Richmond game 6 weeks ago? Was the weather? It didn't feel as humid, but it felt really hot.
Definitely hotter. After the first quarter, I was really blowing, and I think a lot of boys said the same thing, that it was a lot hotter and more physically demanding. But it wasn't as humid, so the ball wasn't as dewy, I found, late in the game as it was last game. But obviously, still pretty hard to score when you look at that.
Players looked out on their feet in the last quarter, and it seemed to be very much a case of lots of players rotating forward and rotating back.
Yeah.
You didn't seem to have a real tagging role this week round. Cassisi was the main guy on Maloney.
Yeah.
What was your primary role for the match against Melbourne?
Yeah, Dom did a fantastic job against Maloney. He's a great player, and Dom really stood up to the challenge, and I thought it was one of our best. And my role was a little bit different this week. I was forward and a little bit on ball, and trying to share the load with the other mids. And it was a good contribution from all the boys, but obviously disappointing not to get the win.
You kicked a ripper goal at one stage there. Did you think that it would sail through when you connected?
I wasn't sure. I think I was trying to smother, and then all of a sudden it was in my lap, and I just jammed it on the boot and looked up. I was kind of crushed after I kicked it, and looked up, and I was hoping it would go through, and it did. And that's okay, but obviously we needed a few more of them and a bit more even contribution from the boys.
Now we've got the bye next week, and then the Belfast Showdown 31 after that. What do you expect to happen this time around for the second bye of the season?
Yeah, look, second bye of the season, everyone's going to be resting up and trying to get the fluids in, and obviously trying to freshen themselves up and look forward to the showdown. It's a big game for us. We need to really put our best team out there, and the boys are going to be ready to go.
Nat, thanks for your time.
No worries, thanks for having me.